Alright guys, you're probably wondering why on earth I am on the Dragon Ball Legends Twitter account. You don't play this game? I mean, I used to, years ago. I'm not coming back, but that's not the reason we're on here. As you would have seen by the title, could we be seeing an Android 13 come as the next Dokkanfest? Now let your boy spitball just a little bit. Take all of this with a pinch of salt. So recently, Dragon Ball Legends dropped a Legends Limited Android 13 into the game, along with a 14 and 15 as well. That's point number one. The second point being, which Legends has promoted the living shit out of, is the fact, which apparently is going away soon, so if you want to watch it, make sure you hop on now, that you can watch Dragon Ball Z Super Android 13 on YouTube for free, which you could do starting the day I'm pretty sure they dropped the Legends Limited Android 13. So there's point number two, which once again, if you do want to watch the film, go on YouTube, you can watch it for free right now. Look at me giving free promotion out. The next thing being is recently we got two new stages of Red Zone Pure Saiyans Edition, which was Khalifa and Kale and Broly, which with stage number 6 against Broly, they added a mission where you needed to complete it, which of course your boy did, once with at least 3 target Goku category units on the team. Now, could this necessarily suggest that we're getting an Android 13 next? No. Does he belong to the category? Yes. Could we maybe see a target Goku unit that isn't Android 13 come out as the next Dokkanfest? Yes, 100%. But with all the Android 13 love recently from Legends, from YouTube, from the promotions from the Legends Twitter account of the film, and the film itself, Android 13 is looking the most likely. Now, to be honest, I wouldn't mind an Android 13 coming to Dokkan, and here is why. Would I be clamoring to go summon for it? Would I be itching with excitement? Absolutely not. I'll be real. You know, it's quite fun shouting, "Where's my trucker cap?" And you know, it was quite funny watching him absolutely blast Goku's balls with one of those right hooks and the jab and the beam into his balls, and somehow Goten was stillborn. 100%. However, the last time we got a premium summonable Android 13 in Dokkan was all the way over 5 years ago, back in April of 2020. We haven't seen, which I didn't notice this until making this video, literally right now, so I'm quite shocked to be fair. Android 13 has had very little representation in the game, especially when it comes to premium summonable units. Dokkanfest, Dokkanfest LRs, Yellow Coin LRs, Carnivore LRs. He's only got one Dokkanfest, and that is it. And then not only that, the AGL Android 13 got his EZA back in 2023, and he only lasted a couple months, and then he was gone. He was gone. So to be fair, looking at it, he needs a little bit more love shown in the game. So if we were to get a Dokkanfest Android 13, I'll be really honest, I really wouldn't mind. If it was a transforming one, I would prefer that a little bit less, but again, I wouldn't mind. You know, when it comes to transforming Android 13, the last one we got, as I said, was 5 years ago. He's another unit, another character that needs a new lick of paint that deserves the 2025 Dokkan treatment, where he's looking all nice and shiny, nice and smooth, all glittery, shiny new toy. However, the way I would want them to do it would be a standalone Super 13. Because let's be real, we've never gotten a sick, amazing, premium summonable Super 13. The only ones we've got are the ones that you don't want to see in your multis, which are side banner units or free-to-play units, world tournament units, those kind of things. So it's high time that we finally got one. Not only that as well, with reversible exchange being a thing, maybe we could see a reversible exchange 14 and 15 and Android 13, Super 13 / Super 13 unit, however you want to name it. That could also be something that is pretty sick. Either way, I would prefer Super 13 getting some love as a standalone unit, or as a reversible exchange with 14 and 15. One thing's for certain, if they do decide to drop an Android 13, speaking of Target Goku, it needs some help. I mean, Target Goku less so than the other categories I'm going to go over, because we've got Golden Frieza and Gogeta, we've got the Broly units, EZA, AGL Golden Frieza. This category's starting to actually look quite nice. And, you know, with a brand new 13 and some easy A's and some side easy A's, Target Goku could actually be a pretty solid category, especially if an Android 13 or a brand new Target Goku Dokkanfest unit was to lead it with a 220 lead. It could actually look like a solid Extreme League team, if I'm being completely honest. The categories that do need some help though, however, if we were to specifically get an Android 13, not just a Target Goku category unit, is androids, artificial life forms, and also power absorption. Androids being the most. If you look at this team, what unit here, even Cell who came up this year, but I mean, suppose with some help, maybe he could be a bit more usable. But if you scroll through androids, what unit are you using here in the big 2025? Absolutely none of them. However, this is a team that for some reason, whenever Dokkan has decided to drop a new android unit or an artificial life forms unit, because a lot of the categories of those two share the similar units, they always drop a brand new unit or a good Dokkanfest or a good easy A, and then that's about it. You get like 2 new units to help out the team, but it's never enough. It's never enough to really help the category. But if Dokkan decided to show it some love, you could have a new Android 13, you could have a side banner 14 and 15, which if it's a standalone 13, the 14 and 15 could reversible exchange. Dokkan, I'm making you money right here. Listen. We could get an easy A for Super 17. Desperately needs it. We could then also get an easy A, or essentially a side easy A, for this 16 and 18 right here. We could then also see easy A's, or, but again, the category does really need some help, so hopefully multiple will be there. 17 and 18 could easy A. At one point or another, they were one of the best Dokkanfest in the game. We could also see a side easy A for 19 and Giro. That's already 4 possible easy A's, and funny enough, 3 of them out of the 4 can happen. I doubt they would easy A an LR and a Dokkanfest and 2 side easy A's. You could pick the LR or the Dokkanfest and then do the 2 side easy A's. You don't have to stick to one of those. But 3 of the 4 are more than likely to happen rather than all 4. But what I'm saying is there's potential with this. If this is what Dokkan decide to do, there is potential. We could also see a super easy A for Super 17 if they don't easy A the LR. That's a super easy A that I'm actually looking forward to because he was pretty good on release. And again, can really elevate the Androids category. Could work really well with an Android 13, along with an easy A for these guys, these guys, these guys. It would work really, really well. Not to mention as well, if we go look at artificial life forms, this is another category that's just kind of straight doo-doo. I mean, it's a bit better than androids. You know, we have a lot of the Boo units in here, or a few of the Boo units, and a few more of the recent units and easy A's, but it's still a category that does need a bit of a pick-me-up. So an Android 13 with some easy A's and some side easy A's and some super easy A's would actually help out these 2 categories a hell of a lot. Power absorption is a category that's in a bit of a better spot, but some extra units here would help. Dokkanfest Omega's great. You know, we have the Boo units. They're kind of slowly coming down. Not as good as they were before, but again, definitely in a much better spot than androids and artificial life forms. But again, the easy A's and side easy A's could really elevate, along with a brand new Android 13, this category a hell of a ton if they decided to do it. So, I'm not saying everything does point to a Dokkanfest Android 13 coming. However, it definitely wouldn't be a bad idea. A unit that has, as I said, very little premium summonable units and representation in the game since 2020, especially a standalone Super 13. But either way, definitely deserves some more representation. Definitely deserves a 2025 bit of representation. Been shown a lot of love recently from Legends and on YouTube with the film being shown for free, which go check that out now. Again, more promotion. You're welcome. Send me my check. Target Goku category mission. Another Target Goku category unit. Some easy A's and super easy A's could fill out the Target Goku category and help you complete that mission. And also would buff the category. Put it in a very good spot, by the way, with all the recent units and easy A's. Androids, artificial life forms, more so than power absorption, but also power absorption need a lot of help, which a new 13 could also potentially partially lead on a 220 lead, and easy A's and super easy A's would help that category out a lot as well. I think an Android 13 would be a good idea. As I said, would I be very, very excited to summon for one? Absolutely not. Do I think it would be good for the game and good for the character? 100%. But as I said, let me spitball. take all of this with a pinch of salt. Do I definitely think or know that an Android 13 is coming next? Absolutely not. I wish I knew who was coming next. But I definitely think it's probably the most likely case for an Android 13 to be coming next as the Dokkanfest on Dokkan. However, another Target Goku category unit could also potentially be in the works. Who knows? But let me know what you think down in the comments. Would you want to see an Android 13? Do you think 13 is coming next? Or do you think it's something completely different? Do let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a great day. And peace.